So, Di, you want to train inside the museum?
Museums are for pussies.
What? I'm down. I'll be all like, hey, Van Gogh, where's your other ear? And then, BAM! Oh, wait, we're doing this now, aren't we?
Yeah. What the fuck did you even have me watch?
Something amazing. Anyway, welcome back to Dubster Dive, the show where we talk about something and you make fun of us or something, I guess.
Yeah, I'll make fun of him over there. He knows, Dennis knows what he did.
That doesn't even make sense. People aren't going to get that joke if they don't watch our Let's Plays.
Exactly. Now's the time to plug our Let's Plays. Come on, man, you're supposed to be a semi-professional. Or at least pretend to be.
Sure. Anyway, this time we're covering a nicktoon hardly anyone's ever heard of. In fact, if you type this in on YouTube, you'll get a couple of clips, and that's about it. Yeah. Fun times.
Yeah.
I mean, hey, Di, before this, have you even ever heard of 3 Delivery?
No.
You're welcome. But come on, it was inspired by Kung Fu films and anime. And it was really silly like I told you it would be.
Yeah. And it was also way too episode of the week, so we had to cut back on the amount of episodes we watched a day.
To be fair, that was kind of a thing with a lot of nicktoons around this time. A lot of cartoons in general, actually. Even Batman TAS has that issue. But I guess we should break down what this actually is.
It's a show.
Really? Oh god, all the names I have to pronounce. I just looked over. Alright. 3 Delivery is a nicktoon created by Larry Shorts, which, the way it's spelled, I'm pretty sure he's definitely not American. Anyway, he created other nicktoons, like Kappa Mikey. And it was animated by 2 different animation studios. First one being Animation Collective, who worked on Speed Racer: The Next Generation, and Incredible Crash Dummies, which I didn't think we'd ever bring up on a Dubster Dive, but here we are. And Fat Cat Animation.
2021.
And the other one being Fat Cat Animation, who worked on Happy Tree Friends and some eps of Family Guy. Which, by the way, because it's Dubster Dive, where do you think Fat Cat Animation are now?
Mutilated like those tree friends.
How did you know they're out of business? From what I looked up, I believe this was the last thing they worked on before they kind of went under.
I mean, hard to market yourselves when you did Happy Tree Friends, which is about that.
Anyway, 3 Delivery aired from 08 through 09. And apparently Larry based some of the stuff happening in the episodic episodes, whatever, around stuff that he grew up around near Chinatown. Because, yeah, the show takes place in Chinatown, by the way.
Man, Chinatown's weird.
Yeah, like, what? Anyway.
Does that mean he kept ordering from a Chinese place that can't cook?
Yeah, so 3 Delivery follows 3 teen orphans, 3 times the Batman, that were all trained in the ways of Kung Fu to defend Chinatown from supernatural stuff. See, their master, they call Nana, used to be trained in magic and Kung Fu when she was younger, and her classmate Kong Lee betrayed their master and unleashed the power of a magic cookbook. See, anime sounding already, right, Di? If you're gonna tell me that doesn't sound like something that could happen in an anime, you're lying. What? Don't look at me like that.
Yeah, why didn't that happen in Food Wars?
Exactly. Why do you think I told you before we started this? Kind of like Food Wars meets Kung Fu. Anyway, Upon him releasing it, she managed to stop him, but all of the pages of the cookbook were scattered, and each recipe from the cookbook can cause some major BS to go down. So you all see why we say episodic. It's recipe of the week. And yeah, it's basically the basic premise of it. They double as kung fu fighters or whatever, the three mains, while also being delivery people for a Chinese restaurant where the running joke is the food is kind of crap, yet people keep ordering there.
Because it's the only place around.
Yeah.
Your options are this or nothing.
And the only ones at the restaurant who know that they defend Chinatown from Kong Lee and all the other evil forces are the three of them and their Nana. Working at the restaurant is her son, Mr. Wu, and her grandson, Barney, who's a complete idiot.
No, you need to say his full name. Don't say Mr.
Calvin Wu. Actually, when Johnny Abosh's character finds out his name is Calvin, he goes, wait, what? His name is Calvin? He has such an over-the-top reaction to it. Which, yes, that is the main reason we're also covering this. This is a Nicktoon with an entire anime voice cast. Which
and then it never happened again.
Really weird. Well, we'll get to that in a bit. So first, being as how obscure it is, I'm sure you're wondering how the hell I stumbled upon this show back in '08 while it was still airing and only a few episodes in. You ever have one of those... What?
Because you have too much free time on your hands.
No.
Story over. Get cooked.
Do you ever have one of those nights, though, where you're just looking for something on TV at all? Just anything?
No one uses fucking TV anymore.
This was back in '08, man.
Exactly, you're already dating.
God, that was 13 years ago. Anyway. No, so this just randomly came on or whatever when I was browsing TV. And I was probably getting ready to change until I heard Johnny on Bosch and Stephanie Shea, and my immediate thoughts were, holy shit, that's Ichigo and Orihime!
Yeah, that explains so much.
Keep in mind, back when this first aired, Bleach was almost done with the Bound arc, and I was a huge Bleach mark. Still am, but that's not the point.
No, really. what gave it away?
So...
Could you guys tell?
Anyway, I guess before we get to the cast, so Dai, how was the animation? Without going too extreme towards how crap it is, because it's obviously not HD-ified with when it aired.
I mean, it's nothing to write home about. It has the typical cut corners during the fight, where, you know, the speed lines and attacking towards this and cuts. I mean, jump cuts. Blah blah blah.
Apparently, the animation director was inspired by wanting to make it appear kind of like a graphic novel or some stuff in some of the scenes. I'm sure you could tell that, though.
And then there's just how things are animated or drawn, I should say, and it just looks weird. I don't know how to put my.
Well. Either way, one of the studios involved died from it, so I hope you're happy.
Well, yeah, it's just like those animals that they animated. They probably deserve. Wait, why?
What the fuck is wrong with you?
Anyone who watched Happy Tree Friends knows what I'm fucking talking about.
Anyway, as far as the soundtrack, it was apparently performed by a local indie rock group, and I don't know, I actually really do like the OST. It has that whole punk rock feel to it, and back when I first watched this, that was the genre I was big into at the time. Too bad none of the OST exists outside of the show. Speaking of the show, should also mention, it's kind of locked in the Nicktoons vault forever. By that I mean, the only way
to get it legally is if you have an Xbox.
Yep. It used to be on PS Network, but PlayStation Video is kind of dead, and it was delisted long ago.
So if you have an extra $30 and an Xbox, you too can buy this.
Anyway, I guess we should get to the cast list, because there's a handful to go through that are just like, wait, why are you here? Okay, so first let's start with the three mains. First, we have Sue, who's, I guess, she's the only female member of the three. And, she's kind of the leader of the group, isn't she? I mean, they make jokes about that.
Yeah. Question mark, air quotes. It depends on who the episode is focused on.
Well, she's voiced by Stephanie Sheh, which we already said Orihime from Bleach, or Hinata from Naruto, or Sailor Moon.
Or just Google it, there's way too much.
Hey, I just listed off her three major ones people would know right away. And she's not doing her typical Moe voice here. In fact, pretty sure she's doing a voice closer to her normal one, which I'm still not used to hearing that often, I'm gonna be honest. Anyway,
after noises.
Yeah, we're getting to that. After her is her older brother, Sid, who is Johnny Young Bosch. And every time he fights, thanks to you pointing it out, I can't unhear it now. He just went full on Ichigo with this role. This is another one where, at the time it was dubbed, Johnny Young Bosch was also doing Nero and DMC, and you could tell he was still in that Ichigo craze where all of his roles, he was just like, screw it, I'll do Ichigo. Because a lot of Sid's personality, line delivery just feels like Ichigo. Weren't you the one saying a lot of his lines feel like JYB lines in general?
Oh, well, I'm saying, with how much he's been in, you can probably just recreate all of his lines using voice clips from his other performances.
Yeah, a lot of his one-liners, too, or you could just tell, like, okay, he definitely just took that from one of his other roles here, didn't he? They just told him, okay, improvise!
Yeah. And then since it's a Nick show, you have lines that are clearly, yep, that makes sense, this is a Nick show.
Well, it has to do with recipes, so expect some food puns.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, though, I have to say, a lot of the comedy does hold up, I'm not gonna lie. Some of it is, of course, cringe-inducing, but there are others where it is still hilarious, I feel. Some of the lines are.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, Sid is the laid-back one of the group, who also occasionally becomes Ichigo-like when he's fighting, as we said. And we have the third one, Toby.
Oh, we got you. Gotcha.
Toby? No, I don't care what you say. Toby makes this damn show.
He's also, yep, that's definitely a Nick character.
Yeah, because he's immature and just wants to be the best out of all of them. He doesn't care about training, he just wants to be the best now. So he's oftentimes impatient. And he even makes comments about wanting to be surrounded by hot chicks and stuff.
Yeah.
My man! What? Don't look at me like that.
And if you watched any Nick show, you've probably seen this character before. That's why I've been saying. That's why I said.
Yeah, but some of his quotes are amazing. But first, before that, Toby is voiced by Robbie Duncan Sharp, who is Takuya from Gundam Unicorn and Sawyer from Pokemon XY, and then a bunch of ad voices.
Unicorns.
Yes, unicorns. Brony. Anyway, I gotta be honest, I'm kind of sad he's not in much more besides this, because I think he did a really good job, especially because not just being comic relief, but even when the episode focused on Toby being more serious, you could tell this probably could have gone places. What?
Yeah.
But I just got a few of Toby's quotes that I think were hilarious. We'd already quoted one of them at the beginning, when their Nana asked him to go to the museum.
And feel free to refer to him as Toby from now on, guys. He'll appreciate it.
Toby is amazing. That is not an insult. I don't care what you say. But no, there's an episode...
also accept Dennis.
There's an episode where he gives Sid a birthday gift, and it was a broken figurine, wasn't it? And Sid just goes, really? And Toby goes, oh, don't worry about it, man. Think of it like a jigsaw puzzle that you can never put back together.
I think he dropped it and broke it or something.
I think that's what happened. Which, it turned out he just gave Sid one of Sue's figures, and she got pissed at him, because Toby's kind of a dick. Yeah. But I mean, he's the likable, hilarious dick.
He's kind of a tool. Just like you.
I don't know. One of my favorite scenes is still when they had to get into the auctions house, and Toby was distracting the security guard while Sid stuck by. And Toby just goes, okay, so you have all the information, right? Well, do worms have teeth? And the girl's like, what? I don't know. Oh, well, do gerbils have nightmares? I don't know a thing about gerbils. Oh, I thought you had information on everything in the whole known universe. No, I only have info on things at the auction house. Oh, that's too bad.
But snakes have ears.
Actually, I am kind of curious. Do worms have teeth? I have no idea. I kind of don't want to look that up, because that just sounds... do you really want that in your browser history? And
giraffes can't cough and have no vocal cords.
How do you know that?
I just do.
Anyway, enough gushing over Tobias, aka the greatest character in this show. Don't at me. After him, we have Mr. Wu, their boss, or Calvin, who is someone with several different aliases, so that was fun. Anyway, he's voiced by J. David Brimmer, or David J. Brimmer, or Michael Austin Bailey. Why?
Yes.
Why does so... Yeah, he's a 4Kids voice actor. I mean, he was Crocodile in the One Piece dub of 4Kids.
Oh.
Yeah, the One Piece dub of 4Kids. The 4Kids dub of One Piece. Anyway, he's also Odie and Ishtar in Yu-Gi-Oh! Didn't he say he's still reprising that?
You uncultured pleb.
Well, see, this is why you're here. Sita, you do have information on everything in the whole known universe.
Because I unfortunately watched Yu-Gi-Oh! I mean, I unfortunately watched some of its terrible filler.
Anyway, did you say he's still Ishtar in Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links to this day?
Yep.
But hey, he's also Nosferatu in Berserk. Everything except 2016, because we don't talk about Berserk 2016.
Ask him to cover it, he'll love you.
And he's Yamamoto in The Irresponsible Captain Tyler. Actually, he's in a bunch of 90s anime dubs.
Yeah.
And, yeah, Mr. Wu's the angry boss that gets mad at them all the time. Especially Toby. He gets really pissed at Toby on a regular basis.
You can't blame him.
I mean, hey, you get to hear Sid impersonate him and make fun of him all the time. So you get Johnny on Bosch talking like this! Actually, those moments are pretty funny, too. Anyway, after him, we have Barney. Mr. Wu's son, whose whole gimmick is he's an idiot obsessed with wrestling. Weren't we all at one point? No, there's literally a scene where Barney tries out for the drama club, and he gets on stage, and he goes, "You guys, I promise I'm not going to tackle you this time. I know how this acting audition thing works now. I have so many questions."
It's probably best to not ask and slowly back away.
Yeah, you're probably not wrong. Anyway, Barney is voiced by David Jordan Chen, who is known for voicing Rocky in Pokemon Advanced Battles and ad voices. Yay. Hey, he was in the ADR group for John Wick Chapter 3 and Ghost in the Shell 2017. Yeah, I had to bring back that trauma for people. And yeah, should probably mention this now. You could tell everyone just said screw it and had as much fun as possible with all the respective roles, including Barney. Di, do you want to be like Barney?
No.
Anyway, after him we have Kongli, the main antag of the group. Voiced by Lex Ludus, if that is how you pronounce that last name. Why? Anyway,
Because
he's known for Snake Baron from Berserk, Creed from Gundam, Thunderbolt, Bandit, Flower, and Watanabe, Napping Princess. Hey, he's also in Earth Defense Force, Iron Rain, as ad voices. And yeah, because it's a Nick hand tag, you already know where this is going. He's hammy as hell. Constantly doing over-the-top silly laughs. So I don't know. You got anything about Kong Li Dai? Aside from you calling him Zhongli every single time they said his name?
You'll thank me later when we put in the tags.
Okay, and now for the one I was saving for last, their master, or Nana Wu, whose real name is Mei Hua. The reason I was saving her for last is because the role she was in... Pronouncing these is not going to be fun for me. Anyway, Nana Wu is portrayed by Nancy Wu. See what they did there? Who is apparently one of the most famous Chinese/Malaysian actresses ever. You think I'm joking, just look at her Wikipedia page. She has won so many Actress or Asian Actress of the Year awards, it's kind of staggering. Which means because of that, she has mainly been in Asian films, with names that I'm going to have a lot of fun pronouncing here, just to name off a couple. Like Triumph in the Sky, where she's Coco Ling Chi. I know I butchered that, I don't care, damn it. Or A Fistful of Stances as Chan Bing Bing. These names are just getting silly now. Or, Gloves Come Off as Ting Yan Chi. How many more of these are you going to make me read?
You're gonna keep reading till it's dead?
Fine. The Ultimate Addiction as Anson Fong Ming Yu. And I guess the last one I'll read off is House of Spirits as Chu Chan Chan. But seriously, there's way too many roles to name off of hers. We'd be here all day. If it's a movie that came out of China or Malaysia, chances are she's probably in it. That's not an exaggeration either. Which makes you wonder, how the hell did Nick afford to get an actress like this as a main character in one of their shows?
This explains why it's the only time.
Anyway, that's all the main cast. But as far as the one-off characters that are from Animu, well, let's see. How many Kirk Thorntons did we have die?
5 or 6.
And all of them were doing stereotypical Chinese accents.
One of them was recurring. Or he was in at least 4 episodes.
Yeah. Okay, how many Carrie Carnage did we have die? Pretty sure we counted at least 3 on that one, too.
Yes.
Let's see. There's also a few Barbara Goodsons. So you get Rita Repulsa acting off of Johnny on Bosch again.
Oh, that's nothing.
Speaking of Berserk, though, you got Mark Dryson! And Kevin Collins. You get Guts and Griffith. And apparently Jason Griffith, or 4Kid Sonic, was on the cast list, but you said you couldn't hear him at all, so he's probably Walla or something.
I didn't hear from as anything noticeable.
But, I mean, Eric Stewart's here.
If I heard him, I would have fucking pointed it out.
But hey, Eric Stewart was here, which means we got Kaiba and Brock. And Gowry from The Slayers. And yes, I mentioned The Slayers because that show is amazing. You should all watch it. What?
I mean, I don't know. You're assuming people have taste.
Also, Veronica Taylor's in here too. Because, you know, if you have
Speaking
Brock,
of
you
the
have to have...
Slayers.
Yeah. And Pokemon. When you have Brock, you have to have Ash.
No, no.
But the weird one, that's a standout here when you hear him, if you recognize Vuz right away. Brandon Potter.
Acting off of JYB.
Yeah, so for those who don't know, he's Shanks from One Piece or Raiha from Black Clover. Those would probably be his most 2 famous roles.
No, please. It would be from his character from 91 Days.
Oh god, I can't remember that character's name, too. He's like the best character in that whole show. Oh, someone will point it out in the comments.
Talk about phoning it in, am I right? Anyone who watched it once slapped me.
Yeah, and you said, whoa, you know, this next show has some puns in it. You just made one. Anyway.
Exactly.
So yeah, from what I could look up, this is the only non-Funimation thing Brandon Potter was ever a part of, which makes it stand out even more.
Not that he's in all that much anyways.
Well, you heard him as ad voices aside from being their teacher at school. Which, yes, that means Brandon Potter is Johnny Young Bosch's mentor / teacher. Kind of like Full Dive, where he's Hero's mentor at the Grunt Academy. Who would have thought we'd come back all these years later with that? Anyway.
Yes.
But yeah, there's a bunch of other Vuz here. If you pay close attention, you'll call them out. JB Blanc was apparently in this, but being as how good his vocal range is, who knows how many people he was.
Yeah, clearly he was Ghostface.
And we could name off others, we'd be here all day. And damn it, Sean Schimmel was in this. Why did he have to be such a prick? Did he have to ruin something else from my childhood too, not just DBZ?
Yeah, well then again, you hate Goku anyways.
No, I hate stupid...
Super Goku.
I was gonna say, I hate stupid Super Goku.
Yeah.
But yeah. So if you wanted Sean Schimmel doing a stereotypical Chinese accent, you get that for a scene.
No.
Anyway, the ADR director for this was Michael Sainter Nicholas, which would explain all the anime Vuz, and all the 4Kids Vuz in particular, too.
Yeah, that explains so much.
Does it? Does it?
Yes. Yes. Yes, it does.
Well, now we've gotten the voice cast out of the way. What ended up happening to this show? I absolutely have no idea. Looking it up, this show has barely anything on Wikipedia, and I'm not joking about that either. There's only theories as to... Yeah, there's only theories as to why it ended up getting canceled, because the ratings show it was #1 on Nicktoons for a while. There was even a point where it got over 3 million views in a few of its episodes. You know, which is about 5 times the amount of a CW show. And yet CW shows keep going. But yeah, the only thing I could think of is the same thing that happened to a lot of Nick shows from around the mid to late 2000s. It didn't make as much as the Yellow Sponge. If you look up anyone who was working at Nick at the time, they'll all bring up that's around or would happen. I mean, hey, Die! Ever wonder why Danny Phantom got canceled after only 3 seasons, even though it was one of the most popular Nicktoons from the mid-2000s? Now you know.
Yes.
I thought you were going to make a Box Ghost joke. I'm glad you didn't.
No. We're not talking about boxing. What's wrong with you?
Anyway. So... yeah, I don't know. It's kind of a shame this show got canceled too, because you could tell near the end, I guarantee it was canceled way before the season finale had ended. Being as how when this was airing, I don't know, Di, tell me if this is signs of a show being canceled behind the scenes prematurely. When they just said, fuck it, after airing every episode 1 week at a time, and just aired the last 4 episodes over the course of 2 days.
No, you're just reading into things too much.
And it seemed like right near the end of the season is when they wanted to start taking things more seriously too, which made season 2 was probably going to fix the episodic issue. Because honestly, that is the only major issue with this series, is its episodicness. So if you do decide to watch this, I suggest watching it in moderation. 3 to 4 eps at a time.
Yeah, I would say more than 3, and you might be risking it.
Well, it's actually the same thing that happened when we were rewatching Invader Zim a few years ago. Because we were like, oh, let's marathon this. Like 5 episodes in, we're like, alright, we need a break. We'll come back tomorrow. So, yeah, that's kind of the thing with episodic shows, though. They are not good for marathoning.
You mean like the first season of Avatar?
Avatar was pretty episodic in the beginning, I guess. But hey, speaking of things this show actually did get right, Chinese lore, with things like the Zhongshi. Yeah, there's an episode dedicated to the Zhongshi. I mean, yeah, you were saying the show just made them zombies, but with the fact that they're actually hopping spirits that suck your breath out to turn you into one of them. Take that, Genshin Impact. You couldn't get Chi-Chi right with that.
Who?
Someone who a lot of people I know like for some reason. I don't know. I don't get it. Why are people marks for Chi-Chi? She's barely there.
Because she has such a personality.
Does she?
Mark? No.
Oh. Anyway. They also got the Baku, right? Spirits that ward off nightmares. Which, yeah, apparently those did originate from China. The Japanese would take it and adapt it to its own thing, but that's a thing for a different day. So,
a day like any other.
I guess the last thing, if I had to list off a couple of the episodes that I still really like today, any one of them involving the Shapeshifter. In fact, the first one I still think is probably one of my favorite episodes. It has some of the best Toby moments and a lot of the comedy in it still holds up. That's the one where they have to break it to the auction house stuff. So you can't tell me I'm wrong. And actually, we never found out who voiced the Shapeshifter, did we? Because they didn't credit him on the cast list. So I guess that could be Jason Griffith, maybe? Because he talks with a filter?
No. Even with a filter, I doubt it.
Yeah. You're probably right. Or are you?
And you say 4Kids Sonic, but most people will know him for 4Kids Usopp. You're welcome.
Why? Why?
Oh yeah, and you never heard of his other Sonic character. Well, you know what Usopp sounds like? Congratulations, you heard Jet.
From Sonic?
Yes.
Oh. Anyway.
Yes, voice that annoying.
So yeah. Any episode with a shapeshifter. Terracotta Warriors, which is the one with the museum quote that we said at the beginning. That one's still has... it's just, yeah, you kept calling it Terracotta. I don't know, I like that one too. It even has Toby making fun of Mr. Wu and Barney, calling Mr. Wu a water buffalo. And he does it in one of those Nature Channel-like parodies. Again, Toby's kind of an asshole.
Just like you.
And yeah, the Juncture episode, which parodies the whole zombie Living Dead thing. And I guess the last episode I'll bring up is Fear Factor. You know, where the recipe makes everyone afraid for their lives and their biggest insecurities. Yeah, it's basically a Scarecrow episode. Anyways, I guess that's it. Those are the standout ones to me off the top of my head. So if you want to watch this, I'd say go for it. Just watch it in moderation. I don't know.
Yeah, like if you have 20 minutes to kill, watch an episode.
Hell, the first one's on YouTube for free.
I mean...
So is Shapeshifter, actually. The first episode with him in it. I already said that's one of the best episodes in my opinion. Actually, one thing I wanted to bring up is what is with the audio quality on some of the episodes? And this is the official version you can get on Xbox. Yeah. Some of the audio is fucked beyond belief. And no, it was not like that when it aired on Nicktoons, I promise you.
Clearly something was fucked up on the transfer.
It's only like 2 or 3 of the apps.
It's not like you can get, and it's not like you can get it any other way legally.
Yeah. And speaking of which, Di, we're bringing up continuity, right? One of the things I'll bring up real quick is the one thing about this show we didn't really get to watch. This show had 11 2 to 3 minute shorts that were created. Most of those are lost to time. Only 2 of them still remain on YouTube. The other 9, if you didn't watch when the show was airing, you would have missed them. Don't you love how that works? In fact, one of the things I'm sure you were going to bring up is... I don't know, Di, do you remember the episode where at the end they got magic fortune cookies to use in an emergency?
Yeah.
Ever wonder what happened to those?
I mean, they used them in a later episode.
No, one of them used them. If you're wondering when Sid used his, it was in one of those shorts.
Well, no, they were just reaching into a fucking jar and getting them or something.
But, yeah. Because Sid even makes a comment referencing the episode he gets them in and says, that's right, she gave me a magic fortune cookie then, so this will help out in this emergency or whatever. So, I guess I was one of the 2 people who was lucky enough to see that short back when the show was still airing. Damn it, Nick, put this show on DVD already. I just actually want to own it legitly. Are you going to say that's a nostalgia boner for you? I don't care, damn it. People still like the first Power Rangers, and a lot of the stuff in that's still kind of silly and over the top.
Yeah, but it also has JYB in it. Anyways, hi.
Actually, you were saying some of the Sid episodes felt like Power Rangers episodes, too.
Yeah, they literally felt like a plot line for an episode of like Power Rangers.
I'm not, dude. That was actually the first episode I saw too, where Sid was being emo and basically wishing he, that they could be normal teenagers or whatever.
Yeah, those are literally and how some episodes of Power Rangers.
It's like we do this every day. All we do is train and prepare to fight off some magic, evil or whatever. Don't you guys ever just want to be, you know, normal teens? Like go to the movies or something?
Summon and kill. Summon and kill.
But alright. Well, I guess that's it, really. It's sad the show will never get a season 2. I mean, hey, there are jokes that are made in this show that, would never fly today. Like when Barney's forced to dress like a woman.
Yeah.
It even makes the comments like, I can't take this! I'm done! There's only so much humiliation a man can take! You know full well Nick would never do anything like that today, especially if you saw the drama with them a couple months ago, but anyway.
Anyways, this was his birthday pick for Dubster Dive.
Yours is in a month.
Yeah, I'm making you watch something that you never watched because you have no taste.
Hey, I own it. I just haven't gotten to it yet, but I guess we're going to now.
Can you believe this asshole never watched G Gundam? Mock him in the comments.
Yeah, can you believe you never saw 3 Delivery? Oh, wait, that's actually most people. In fact, no one I knew ever even heard of it back then.
You never even heard of it if you weren't bored one day.
Yeah, and if I don't even know how much I would have stuck around if I didn't hear Ichigo and Orihime. That was literally what I knew them as back then, because again, 08, I didn't know Vuzz names.
Ichigo noises.
Anyway. Hey, let us know if you've heard of it, and if you've seen this show, and if you have, then you're a legend automatically.
Yes, and you also know a future upcoming Dubster Dive episode.
Yep, G Gundam. That's gonna be fun. I heard how silly and over the top that is.
It's the best Gundam series, and if you say otherwise, you'll either say Gundam Wing or you'll be wrong.
What about IBO or Original Seed? And Gundam IBO was pretty
those
good.
Those are alright, I guess, but it's an OG Gundam. Or Wing for the people who watched that instead, ended up watching that instead.
Anyway, we're getting off topic. But you know what, Dai? I didn't get into this business to sell out. It used to be about something, man. It used to be about the music. I'm getting off this crazy train and going back to my roots.
Mm-hmm.
Now you know why I kept quoting that.
You have no idea how many times I had to hear that quote. You're lucky you don't know him.
Nah, it was fun to rewatch this show, and I know you had fun. You were laughing at a lot of it too.
Yeah, it's just not so much fun marathoning more than 4 or 5 episodes at best.
Yeah. Anyway, we've ranted enough. We're out of here. If you haven't seen this show, like I said, go ahead and give it a shot. There's like 3 or 4 eps on YouTube that are just random episodes, but being as how the show's episodic, and the opening basically explains everything to you like Avatar did, you could probably watch any ep you wanted first. Except randomly enough to like the last 9 or so episodes. Those are when it starts trying to overarch at least a little bit.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Like the teacher we talked about has cameos after he appears.
Yeah, and the shapeshifter has another appearance or whatever too. He has a second episode, as we said.
This masquerade.
Yep. Anyways. If I had to pick an MVP for this, I guess, dub, if you want to call it that, it's Robbie Duncan Sharp as Toby. You could tell he went all in with that damn role. Which wouldn't you?
Yes.
And I already said, when it comes to Toby being super serious, where they tried giving his backstory at the end of the series, he even managed to drop all of the comedic stuff and not slip into it. I don't know, I find that's a problem with some of us that are mostly doing comedic roles, where they can't pull off serious at all, because they're so used to doing comedy stuff.
For serious?
Exactly. Okay, enough tangents. We'll be back, something else, soon.
Or probably the next garbage thing you recommend him, because he loves that.
No! I already know what the next thing is. It'll be a surprise. You'll see. But don't worry, Di. The new Monster Hunter movie's coming out on Netflix soon.
I'm leaving. I'm out of here. Nope. Nope.
Anyways, hope you all enjoyed.
You and fuck Capcom and fuck Infinite Darkness.
Okay, yeah, Resident Infinite Darkness was pretty meh. But yeah. Well, next time, guys, let us know what you thought. Hope you all enjoyed it. And if you haven't seen the show, go watch it. Come on. I want someone else to talk about this show about. Please.
Talk to this show about...
Talk about... Words are hard. Talk to someone about this. Talk to someone else about it. Be cool. There we go. See, I learned how to speak, Di. I know how English works.
I'm sure you did, Dennis. I mean, Toby.
Okay, the first one makes me want to slap you. The second one, I'm for it. Toby's amazing.
Go watch your Clock Tower 3 Let's Play. Anyways.
Anyway. Till next time, guys. Hope you all have a good day, and thanks again for watching. Till next time, guys.